review all the
No,
specifications,
to,
the drawings and everything.
open to the public for the bid, to watch the opening of the bids.
Yes.
Oh, so it's just we have little faith?
Well,
I mean, you've been pointing out forever, Bob, about needing certain expertise in certain areas. And here we are on one of the most expensive phases of this remodel, and yet we're hesitant about spending money to get an expert to look at it? Do you expect that this is gonna stop not knowing that it had to be ADA code and bathroom and additional funds being?
Well, that's why we have the fire inspector, the health department, gonna also meet with Jim Bowman with the county so that we know, they know the kitchen. I mean, they signed off on it in 1999 with US Homes, so.
So if this committee points out anything that's not in those plans, what happens?
You know, we need to evaluate it and see if it needs to be put in the plan. But I think this is a process that I know I've been working with Bob on and putting together a schedule and involving all the right people. But I mean, if the community's pressed on the board going outside and getting a kitchen designer, I mean, then that's what management will have to do. I mean,
this wasn't done before, Rosie.
I know,
yeah.
I know.
Whatever
but
And there was a lot of
established.
confusion there.
I
Your inputs
understand
were
that.
ignored.
Right.
So if you go back on the renovation and the construction of the clubhouse, there was an engineer hired to do the retaining wall. And then the general manager brought him in to do the kitchen, the clubhouse expansion, renovation. Well, they also, at the same time, they hired an interior decorator that had her own design. So I think there was a little headbutting there, which created a lot of confusion. You know, and I think I spoke to you about that before. You know, you've got one person going in one direction, another person going in another direction, which were both hired by Heritage Pines to come up with the same plan. I think there was some confusion there. So I think us having more control of it in-house will certainly make things a lot easier for us. I think more cost-effective.
Are you purchasing any more supplies or any refrigerations? Are you doing any of?
They're replacing both refrigeration units, the walk-in cooler and the walk-in freezer. And there are a few items on there, I think, that the new items that the kitchen staff want to purchase, which will again have to be bid out and approved by the board. And I only think there's a couple old items that are going to be replaced. I think it was, what, about 3 years ago we replaced a lot of the kitchen
Everything
equipment.
in the kitchen.
Yeah, everything in the kitchen was replaced.
Except
so.
for that double oven.
The equipment's in good shape, I mean.
Only because when I ran a kitchen for housing, the commercial places came in and did sketches for us and did things for us because we were going to purchase from them. And when we got our, because I had to have 3 bids, when we had 3 bids, they came in with that design.
Yeah, our refrigeration company is going to do the same with the coolers, the walk-ins, and that's the big items that are going to be in there. That and the ventilation in the hood with the ANSYS system. What we're trying to do is utilize what hood system we do have and just add to it, and maybe just add another ventilator up there. So
The only 2 pieces of equipment that are going to be purchased through the contractor is the walk-in freezer and the walk-in refrigerator. Anything else will be community-owned, furnished to the contractor to install. So and it's
similar to what we do at the bar. Heritage Pines ordered all the equipment for the bar.
Hey Gary, how much bigger is this kitchen going to be versus what it is today?
Basically what you see.
How
We've
big
already
is it
seen the
inside?
back area that's been blown out for the dish room.
Yeah.
And then we've taken the walk-in area to the Performing Arts Center. We've expanded that. That's going to be the service prep area for the waiters and waitresses.
Well, I was referring to square feet wise, how much more square feet?
Well, we're probably talking not much inside. It's already been what's expanded. So maybe 500 to 800 square feet.
Do you have an estimated cost yet or anything, ballpark or anything?
we have a
Still in
budget.
preliminary. They have a budget,
There's
reserve and capital.
there in the capitals right now. The budget is $50,000. The kitchen reserve, which we approved, what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago now, there was $52,075 left in that. In the reserve budget, there's $75,000 for the expansion, There's 25,000 for each of the freezer and the refrigerator, and there's another 7,500 on each one, I think, Gary, right? For the motors and stuff. So we're 75 and 50 is 125 and 50 is 175 and another 50, about $230,000 is what's set aside right now. Now, till the drawings are finished up and you can lay it all out, to know anywhere closer than that, right now is not possible. But that's where we're at on the, and I think, if I'm right, in the capitals this year, in the capitals budget is that 50,000 already for the kitchen, and the rest of it's in the reserve for next year. And that 52,000 is left over from the 107,000 we collected for the kitchen and offices.
Any other questions?
I might say that I sat on the evaluation that Bob talked about, and I think it went very well. There were 5 of us, I believe, on the evaluation, and the specs were properly written. The information we received from these layers were almost complete. Anything that wasn't complete, we went back with questions, and then we evaluated, as Bob says, and came up with one particular company, which will be, I assume, approved tomorrow. It's on the agenda.
Anything else? So, thank you.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.